What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 2 for 2, your sports podcast for the culture, by the voice of the culture. I'm your host, Quis, and I'm here as always with my brother Nelly. We back with another episode for you guys this week, man. It's season 3, episode 70. Let's get it. Now, my brother, it's good to see you. How you doing? Clapping?
What? Just
What
had to clap
happened?
it up. Had to clap it up for that intro, man. Beautiful
What does that
intro.
mean?
Great to be here. I'm doing well, man. How are you? I know your birthday was yesterday. Once again, happy birthday.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
It's been a great week for you, man. Also, congratulations on the promotion. Shout out to you.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Thank you.
hey,
Thank you.
let's give brother Keith some flowers here.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Now, that's nice of you, man. It's been good. It's been good, man. It's been a good month, man. Birthday, I'm 28 years old. It's crazy
Yes,
to
sir.
say. I'm really close to 30. You know, it's one of those things, like, I don't really feel much older than, like, you know, when I was like 21, 22, I got more
Okay.
responsibilities. You know,
Brother,
like,
I
it
think
doesn't
I'm
feel any
18.
different.
I think I'm 18 every day sometimes, the way
Yeah.
I act.
Yeah, man. People are just like, oh, like, you're old. I'm like, you should see how, you should really see me outside of this, like, job thing. Like, I'm a child.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm grateful. You know, I appreciate the
We
love,
stay
man.
young. Even when we
Hey,
get old, we stay young.
absolutely. Won't even look 30. What are y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, whatever, man. But it's great to be on the pod. You know, we're going to start it off like we always do, man. We got our first thought segment, a.k.a. one word, a.k.a. Nelly's time to get upset about the words that I don't give him. So this week,
Let's get it.
because of that outburst from 2 weeks ago, I've been sure to get a little bit more. And I know some good things just happened for you recently. So our first one, man, Joel Embiid. How you feeling, man?
He's back.
Uh-oh. Nell's excited.
Masterclass, first game back too, 31-12.
Hey,
I mean, it's not just about what he can do; it's about what he can do for the others. Maxey, his first career triple-double when he was back.
that's crazy.
His first game back. So, look, man, Sixers won 4 or 5. We climbing up them standings.
I'll give you credit. Last week, you said y'all was right on pace. Y'all was where y'all needed to be. That might have even been 2 weeks ago. There you
Speaking
are.
of, we
little
gonna be in the
patience.
playoffs. I ain't worried about that.
Okay. We're
Not
gonna
worried
see.
about that at all.
I'm glad. You know, I'm glad because I want y'all at full strength. I want this.
Yeah.
The
I
big
want the same.
bodega.
I want the
The
same
big
scenario as
bodega.
last season.
What'd he say? New effing York. That
This ain't about
energy.
him.
That Knicks Sixers series would be elite.
I want the
But I'm
same
glad.
scenario. I want y'all at
I'm
the
glad
2
your boy's
seed,
back. Mhm.
and we gonna finesse our way into the 7th seed.
Okay.
Or
Things gonna go
I think, or were y'all 3 last year? Or no, y'all was.
No, we were
Yeah, no,
two.
because we were in the play-in. Yeah,
We were two
so
because
yeah,
the Cavs ducked.
yeah. So we gonna have that same scenario, and something tells me it might end a little differently this year. I don't know.
You're right. We might
Let's
sweep
see.
y'all this time.
All right, next word.
Nah, man. Good for Embiid, man. I'm glad he's back. You know, good for you. I'm happy to have you back. It's better when you are watching the sport. It's better when you watch.
I need something.
And I know you watch. All right, but on the NFL note, Jalen Hurts.
I'm not concerned. Not concerned. Overblown. I think all the criticism lately has been a bit overblown.
Okay.
I know we're going to talk a bit about their struggles a little later, but you know they're winning games 9 in a row. I think it is. Look, they're getting it done. 26 is leading the charge, and Jalen Hurts. I got belief that he'll step it up when the time is right.
Okay. Y'all heard him. Nell's been rocking with the Eagles this year. Y'all can't say he hasn't. Eagles fans.
They'll
Nell's
still
good.
find a way to hate. That's just what they do.
Dan Campbell.
Gutsy. Aggressive.
It works.
I mean, look, risky, all of the above. I mean, that's what got him here, right? Like that's been the kind of coach that he's been his entire tenure with the Lions. Take it or leave it, and right now it's working out for him. So, through all the injuries that they've had over the season. For them to be 12-1 at this point, got to give him a lot of respect. And he's leading that group about as well as any coach in the league this year. So much respect to the aggressive Dan Campbell.
Absolutely. All right. Kirk Cousins.
God, awful.
Mm-hmm. Let's clap it up for Kirk Cousins, man. Let's clap it up. Hey, man, y'all came on here and you came on here. Man, it was exactly what we thought it would be.
Not what I thought it would be, but
right. We know.
I thought he would at least make it entertaining for like 3.5 quarters.
What did you say early? He's back. It's okay. All right. Another quarterback. Bryce Young.
He's on the way.
Hey,
he's on the way. Hey, he's looked real impressive. I mean, really, probably should have had a touchdown on that. What was that, second or third down throw in the last minute of the game. Yeah, they give him some weapons. He's starting to get some confidence in him. This can only help build his confidence going into next season. Actually put a real team around him and, finally see what you got in this kid. But, I mean, he's looked really good over the last 3 weeks. I mean, he hasn't won a game, but, I mean, close loss at Philadelphia, close loss against Kansas City, overtime loss against the Bucs, 3 playoff teams. So, I mean, he's showing flashes, and I think that's what you want to see from a guy that you picked number 1 overall, and you hope that he can just keep building off of this.
Hey, I'm glad the Young Bucks able to, shut up all those doubters early. The guys that wrote him off, people in his organization that sat him down, come back, prove it. Hey, maybe it was a genius move by Dave Canales. Sat him down for a little bit. He looks more comfortable now. Who knows? Either way, Carolina has a quarterback, and that is one thing that they know. So, last one for you. Got to talk about your boys. Buffalo Bills.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the
No,
other
we
boys.
made an agreement. We don't talk about them no more.
All right.
I mean, we can talk about the punt.
No. Just say yikes for that defense. Tough performance. I mean, still might have been able to pull it out if you didn't have a blocked punt go for a touchdown. So, defensively is a bit concerning, but still believe in Josh to get it done. I mean, look, he balled out. Can't really put a lot of blame on him. Scoring 42 points. Like I said, you don't have a blocked punt go for a touchdown. I mean, who knows if they would have got a stop anyway on defense the way they were playing. But hopefully it's just kind of just one game. Just toss that film in the toilet. Get back out there. Got a tough one against the Lions coming up this week. They got to get back to it. But it's a shame because they pretty much blew their chance at the number 1 seed. I mean, there's still time, 2 games back, but 2 games back with just a couple weeks left. Not looking good for them.
Not looking good at all.
And now this Detroit game is kind of a must win to keep that 2 seed.
Yeah. Hey man, speaking of the Bills, we're gonna stay on that. Like you said, they're now 2 games behind Kansas City for the 1 seed. Do you think that they need home field advantage? Do you think they need it to be able to get past Kansas City, or can they survive if they don't?
It's one of those things where I just feel like Kansas City obviously has had their number in the postseason. I mean, hell, we've seen they had home field and the game against Kansas City in the playoffs last year. Still weren't able to get it done. So I think it's more so just about those demons of Patrick Mahomes, against that team come playoff time. Doesn't really matter where it is. We've seen Josh Allen, have great games against the Chiefs, whether it's on the road or at home in the postseason. It's just they just don't seem to be able to have enough to just close them out and get the job done and finish it. So it certainly would help their chances being at home. I don't think it's the be-all, end-all, especially the way the Chiefs have looked this year. But something tells me if they have to go to Arrowhead, it's just not going to happen. I hope that's not the case, but history tells us otherwise. So they gotta at least keep the 2 seed, at least, because if they gotta go on the road to like a Pittsburgh or something like that,
So
you
that
never know.
sounds like they need home field to get past anybody.
I don't think so. I think they can beat anyone, but
I mean,
it's
I feel that.
when it just comes to Kansas City, like it just seems like when it comes to the postseason that they got their number.
I mean, with that, I feel like it don't matter where they play Kansas City. I mean, I feel like, no, and to your point, a home game in Buffalo probably, I mean, obviously is going to help.
Yeah,
But the way I feel about the Bills right now is kind of to what you was just saying about the Steelers. Like, I'm kind of worried for them to be able to beat any of those teams if they got to play them on the road. So
certainly would be a much tougher road if they have to travel, after the wild card.
yeah, you're not going to Pittsburgh and leaving with a win. Like, not in the playoffs.
You don't think so?
Not if that defense we saw is still around. I don't want to overreact to it. And I understand that, the Rams, Puka Nakua was going crazy. I get it.
Some insane catches.
I get it. But that AFC is very, very formidable, man. It's gonna be tough. And I think Kansas City, if they go to Arrowhead, it's a wrap. They go to Buffalo, I'd like Kansas City come in there and, like you said, I think it's the ghosts, man.
It's 50-50 if they're at home. It's a rat pack if they have to go to Arrowhead.
Oh, absolutely.
Coin toss at home, definite loss on the road.
Coin toss, I mean, yeah, because Josh has been playing great. And that's why you see I didn't come picking on your boy Josh Allen. I haven't even spoken to him. I mean, what do you have, 6 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Count for 6 touchdowns? Like, what do you do? He was a leading rusher. Like, balling. You moving up your MVP rankings?
If he would have won,
that would have been a monumental.
Yeah, I still got Saquon.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen gives him a chance anywhere. I think they can beat anybody. I also think that they could lose to a Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, any of those teams. Home or away. Definitely away. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see how it ends. That's your boy Josh Allen, your Bills, so we'll continue to monitor that. That's how we always do it. You got me high on the Bills, and now look what they did. Messing up my weeks. Making my power rankings look bad. Shit. But you talked a little bit about it earlier, man. Let's talk about those Eagles, man. We know they got 26. Saquon Barkley's doing great. The defense is looking pretty good. But that passing game has not been what you would expect. They struggled against the Carolina Panthers this past week, man. Are you concerned about the Eagles' passing struggles at this point in the season now? Despite the fact that they've won, 9 straight games, and all of that.
Personally, no. I'm of the mindset, like, you just get a win any way you can. And the way that this football team has been winning games pretty much all season has been running the football, getting stops on defense, running the football some more. Jalen Hurts converting on third downs, using his legs, extending plays. Not every game is, going to be 200, 300 yards passing. That's a much better formula for them to sustain success. And you don't have to drop Hurts back 30, 40 times a game. Um, for me, the most concerning part was, all the hoopla after the game with AJ Brown just being a diva. And then you got
Again,
Brandon Graham going on local radios, making it even worse. So, um, yeah, like stuff like that, it just can kind of mess up the chemistry and, the vibe going into it. Like, just accept the win and move on. Like, is AJ Brown, like, why are we upset that we won a game? Like, I can understand, wanting to, be better, passing the ball. First quarters, they've got to get better, offensively in the first quarter. But like, why are we complaining? You won the game. I know you're not having the stats that you're used to, but I mean, like, he's had some good games this year. Like, AJ Jalen's gonna find him. Like, just being a diva. I feel like we're not, when we start taking focus off, just winning the game and you know it being more on the stats and me. I feel like that gets in the way of a Super Bowl run. So hopefully they can work out their issues behind the scenes. That's where it should be. Like, I don't think we shouldn't be, and other networks shouldn't be sitting here talking about Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown's relationship. That should be handled behind doors. As a receiver, all you got to do is say, we got to be better. Both of us got to be better, and keep it pushing. And you work to improve the passing game. You don't got to. I feel like he just kind of threw Hurts under the bus a bit, just being a diva. And then we saw the same thing with what's his name, Diva. He's like, oh, I'm not struggling. I'm just not getting the ball. Like,
having a
receivers,
rebellion.
receivers kill me. Yeah, they just kill me. But I'm not
I
concerned
think
because the way they win, the way they win is through the trenches and running the football, and that's the way they're gonna win. They're not gonna win airing it out, having AJ Brown get 150 yards. We saw that last year, and it didn't work out. So do what's winning you, got you 9 straight wins, and let's see how that goes. When you lose a game, then you can start complaining. But until then, like, to even have drama when you've won 9 straight is kind of wild to me.
and that's why I am concerned. This seems like it's something that's just boiling over. It's been a frustrating season for AJ. He was injured. He hasn't been able to, like you say, he hasn't got the numbers. They got the best running back in the league right now. Right, that changes your offense. And I think we're seeing, Smitty's in and out. Goddard's hurt now
Again,
again, and Hurts hasn't been really throwing the ball that great at all either. And while yes, their identity is to run, obviously though, the teams that you'll be playing in the playoffs will be prepared. You will have to have generational Saquon games night in and night out to win you a championship. Yes, you got great talent at receiver with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith to the point where Hurts just give them a chance and they can make plays for you. But the fact that, they look like that against the Panthers, the fact that they haven't looked overwhelmingly great. Hurts looks significantly better as a runner this season than a passer, might I add. I think something's going to happen in the playoffs where they're going to have to be able to rely on it, and they're not going to be able to. I think the frustration you see with AJ Brown is showing a deeper issue that might be within that actual offense that, like you said, it shouldn't be our knowledge, but now that it is, I want to know if that has something to do with what we've seen on the field as well, where they look, a little off in the past game. So this is a team that I expect to contend for a Super Bowl. And, when I look at, you look at the Lions, they're very, very, very balanced. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at how the Vikings are playing. They're very balanced. You got to be balanced. You don't have to be, most teams are not going to win the Super Bowl if they are one or the other. You got to find that balance. And I think right now, Eagles are way, way too heavy run. And they're going to have to be in some games with teams that can score a lot of points. And will score a lot of points. And you got to throw the football. So that's my 2 cents. Eagles fans, don't hate me. I'm not saying nothing crazy. I'm just concerned. And Jalen Hurts took my MVP pick, man. Dude's stats are pedestrian at best.
That was your MVP pick. I forgot about that.
Bro, I was trying to rob it, bro. Pause.
You tried.
I did. It's all right. He let me down. We good, though. Let's get into these power rankings, man. You want me to go first again this week? I got a little bit different one.
Yeah, mine ain't changed at all, so you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. I don't know what yours was, but
I'll share it again.
I have a lot of movement. This is a very overreactionary power ranking. I'm at that point in the season. The Bucks are on like a 4-game win streak. I'm starting to.
God.
Everything's on the table now.
You said Bucks and I started yawning. Oh God.
All right. 1. I got the Lions. Still there. You know what I'm saying? They're a fearless team. I mean, we talked a little bit about Dan Campbell, his aggressive style. That fits them. So we there. You know, I think last game, Jared Goff, he completed, I think they said he completed over 5 passes to 5 different dudes. 6 different receivers. Spreading it around. Jameson Williams come on. Amara. Got Gibbs and Montgomery out of the backfield. Laporta had a good game. Tim Patrick has come out of the woodwork. I mean, I'm rolling with it. All right. I got the Eagles still at 2. You know, they good. I'm a little, we just talked a little bit about Hurts, but that man Saquon and that defense is playing really well.
You did not have the Eagles at 2 last week.
No, I didn't. You're right.
Yeah. You said I got equal. You said I got Eagles still at 2.
Oh, my fault. You're right. I did. I had the Bills at 2. I have the Eagles moved up to 2.
Okay.
See, I'm looking at 2 different things here. I'm a little confused. So yeah, look at me, man. Eagles fans.
I got you.
3rd, I got the Chiefs. All right. I think they were 4 last week for me. I moved them up. Somehow, some way, these dudes don't lose. I don't know what the voodoo is. I don't know who sold, they sold, or what. But somehow they don't lose. Now is when it gets fun. These are a bit controversial, I admit. 4, I'm rolling with the Steelers. I'm loving them. I'm loving what I'm seeing. They hot. I think they figured out an identity offensively. You know, Russell Wilson's even if he this past game, I wouldn't even say it was an amazing game by him. They got it done. George Pickens a little banged up, but I'm really starting to feel like the Steelers team can get one, and they got a big test this week, so we'll find out. All right, and then my number 5, I got the Vikings. Big win, stomped on the Falcons.
Oh, the Packers, no more Packers in your top 5. Oh,
they lost, man. Things happen.
Man, you were so high on them.
Hey, man, things happen.
Yeah.
Your Bills not in my top 5 either. Things happen.
Tragic.
All right. I mean, what? The Vikings, they got what? 5 straight wins?
6.
Sam Darnold, 6? Okay. Sam Darnold cooking.
5 tutties last game.
I'm impressed. They doing something over there. But go ahead. Let's hear yours. Oh, you said it didn't change?
Yeah, like I said, exactly the same. Lions won.
Okay.
They keep on moving through all the injuries. Eagles 2. You know, Saquon keeps leading the charge. Who do I have 3? I'm keeping the Bills at 3, personally.
Okay.
Yeah, they took an L. So what? Josh had 6 touchdowns. He's still leading the charge. I don't think the defense will be giving up 44 points again. I expect Josh to still,
That's fine.
So I'm keeping them at 3. Chiefs will still be at 4. Like you said, they keep finding ways to win. But it's just mid to me. Like, it's
really bad. It's
like I don't think the Chiefs have had one performance where you're like, wow, they just, they really cooked here. Like do they even have like one double-digit win this season? Probably not. Like, I swear every game comes down to a last-second field goal or like a last-second stop to prevent a team from scoring. Like, it's kind of insane. But, like you said, they're getting it done. Part of a championship DNA, been there before. Got to give them their respect. And then 5, I still got the Vikings. Sam Darnold, I thought the Falcons would come in there and maybe give them a run for their money in Kirk Cousins'
You didn't
return game.
believe. You didn't
Hey,
believe.
I did not believe, but I believe now. I mean, I believed enough to have him in my top 5. You didn't even have him in the top 5 last week. But yeah, Sam Darnold's
It's
hooping.
overreaction there. I told you.
I see. But yeah, that's my 5. Keep it that way.
Okay. So we like the 5. So this week when we look at the 5s, though, man, what is the most concerning thing about each team in your top 5? I'll let you go first.
Well, if we're going, I'll start with the Lions. For me, it's just the injuries.
Yeah, okay. Injuries.
Yeah, we talked the last couple of weeks about how they've been able to overcome all the injuries to this point, but once you get to the postseason, survival of the fittest. They've beaten a couple playoff teams throughout this stretch, but not having a player like Hutch, I think I saw something where only one player on their defensive line was on the roster at the start of week 1. They've pretty much got almost an entire new defense out there. And their offense can't afford any slip ups come postseason time because, you just don't know how long that defense can hold on, once you get into the playoffs and you're, if you want to advance to the Super Bowl, you're constantly playing elite teams. So, just really the injuries because, they've played great all season. So that's kind of my biggest concern for the Lions. What about you?
So I have, will their aggressive style come back to hunt? It's a part of their identity. It makes them fun to watch. But we've seen games this year where they had to pull out a lot of extra stops because they rolled the dice a couple times. It didn't work. I believe Dan Campbell, he's a guy who's going down his sword. I could see him very well playoff game, season on the line, rolling the dice, and we're like, why did he do that? And so that's one thing that, when I look at him, I'm like, to add on the point of the injuries, you already are overcoming a lot. Aaron Glenn is doing a hell of a job on the defensive side of the ball, calling the game on the fly, adjusting with the guys that he has. But again, like I said about the Eagles earlier, when you get to the playoffs, you're playing a lot of really good teams. Can you afford to, risk it at every turn when you need to win? So that's how I feel about that.
So go with the Eagles. For me, it's for the Eagles. It's their slow starts. Like I said, I think they've been one of the worst first quarter teams this season offensively. And once you get into the postseason, you can't fall behind, against some of these playoff teams and high powered offenses. That takes away their biggest weapon, which is 26, and having him run the ball. So they've got to find a way to get off to better starts. And that way you can just continue feeding Saquon and, hopefully have him lead you to the promised land and Jalen Hurts to come along. But, getting off to these slow starts, you fall behind early, against a Detroit, maybe even a Minnesota, you fall behind early. Might be tough to get back into it. If you have to lean on Jalen Hurts in that passing game, which we've seen, hasn't been as crisp as it was before. So it's my biggest concern for them.
Yeah, and mine kind of plays into that, or just that plays into what I think my biggest concern, and that's their offensive play calling and the consistency of that. I think a lot of their slow starts come from the fact that they get away from what works, right? They run some very questionable plays at very interesting times. They go for it sometimes, and we're just like, oh, okay. Wow. What's going on today, man?
Everything all right, man?
I swear I don't live in the trenches, bro. It's like the third one.
Sound like it.
Hey, pray from. All right, cool, we good. But yeah, I think the play calling, man, it really hinders them at times, and like you said, you playing against a Lions team that can score it. You're playing against a Vikings team that's going to already put pressure on you. They can also score it. You think about teams on the AFC. Say you get to the Super Bowl, you got to play Patrick Mahomes, you got to play Josh Allen. You got to play maybe a Lamar. I'm gonna keep throwing them in there. You see that?
Yes, I saw how you snuck Lamar in there.
All right. So, and I just think that that's something that really hinders them. It hurts, their offense a lot. No pun intended. What team you got here? Chiefs?
Chiefs offensive line.
Mm.
Mahomes has already been sacked 35 times this year. That's 8 more than any other season in his career. And you play a team like Pittsburgh that has legit game records on their defensive line. And we've seen their offense struggle in a lot of games. You play a team that can, really put some pressure on Mahomes and might have a different result this time around in the postseason. So
I like
that could be that could spell the end for their aspirations of a three-peat. So they've got to protect Mahomes.
I like that. I went with complacency. I think this season, like we said, it's been pretty mid, very mediocre, very we here. We get it done. We get a big play because we can. And I just feel like the AFC got to be hungry. They got to stop letting this man represent them every single season. And I feel like if, at the rate that they're going, they going to get caught. And it's not going to be pretty. That's my part. You want to talk about your Bills? They're not on my top 5, but I'll let you give.
Yeah, I'll talk about my Bills.
Go ahead.
Scariest thing, obviously, defensively. We saw them give up 44 to the Rams, but specifically like third downs and in the red zone, that's where they've struggled the most this year. They've been able to mask that because, they've got the highest turnover differential in the league this year, plus 17. You get into the postseason, play a Mahomes who's not going to turn the ball over much. You play a Pittsburgh, doesn't turn the ball over much, and your defense struggles and can't get stops. You're going to have games like 42-44. So defensively, they've got to be better on third downs and in the red zone. I believe in Josh to, make all the plays offensively, but defense has to come along for the ride.
They do. Otherwise, I'm going to start talking crap again.
Of course you will. Just a hater, that's all.
How?
I always want to talk crap. Why we got to talk crap?
My team ain't doing nothing.
You right. Who you have at forward?
I had not Chiefs. I already said Chiefs. Steelers. I talked about that offense and their identity, but that offense's consistency is still not. George Pickens is hurt. You had to see Van Jefferson step up. Calvin Austin had to step up. Mike Williams gonna have to step up. We're gonna need more from Najee Harris, right, in the backfield. Jaylen Warren in the backfield. That defense, it's great. You're gonna have a tough one coming up against the Eagles. I always say the Steelers gonna force a couple turnovers. I was right about Jameis. I told you. He threw about 3 of them, 2, 3 of them, maybe. But anyway, they're gonna make you turn the ball over. But that offense has to show that in big games they can move the football. They don't get to the red zone and start to, they kind of start to break down a little bit when they get closer to the end zone. Not really ideal for a team like the Steelers, the way that they're built to win games. So that's the most concerning thing to me as far as it. And I think last year had Vikings, right? We both had Vikings at 5.
Yeah.
What you got?
For me, that's secondary. 29th ranked passing defense so far. They've been able to overcome that with that pass rush. Obviously, got 40 sacks on the year, but possibly going to have to go against a Philly, Detroit, Green Bay. Can you get enough pressure to disrupt those offenses? Especially when 2 of those 3 teams I mentioned are very run heavy. So we'll see if they can hold up defensively, and obviously just got to see it from Sam Darnold. He's had a great year, but do you trust him enough in the postseason when everyone is scouting you and they've got a whole season's worth of film to go over and really key in on you. So we'll see what he's made of this postseason. But yeah, secondary not good at all this year.
I had a feeling you would highlight the secondary. I did. You know, for as great as of a job as Brian Flores has done, that's one part of that defense that's not ideal, right? You got to That's why they do what they do on defense to try to protect that as much as they can. But I think all eyes are pointed at Sam Darnold. Like you said, he's been playing great. We've seen Jettas still be Jettas. We've seen Jordan Addison come on as of late. He's been blowing up the last few weeks. They got TJ Hawkinson, but sometimes that connection isn't always there. It'll continue to get better, I would assume. But at the same time, Sam Darnold, when you roll out a quarterback in the playoffs this season, he's going to probably be the worst one on paper each time, against a playoff team. Can you make the big play? The Minnesota Vikings, they turn the ball over a good bit. Aaron Jones has been struggling with fumbles lately. You got a quarterback like Sam Darnold, you can't hurt him with that kind of stuff. And then, Sam can turn it over sometimes as well. So, I mean, that's kind of where it is. I like the team. We want them to win, but we want to see them succeed. But if they want to win a championship, that guy's going to have to answer a lot of questions every game. Hopefully he does. If not, it's crazy. Did you hear that joint again, bro?
No, I actually didn't hear that.
No. Thank God. I don't know what's going on, man. But let's look ahead, man. Week 15. Got a couple games we want to look at real quick, man. Steelers and the Eagles, a big one. Big one. PA going to be rocking this weekend. Folks in the group chat already talking. How you feeling about this game this week, man?
Yeah, I like the Eagles going up against a really good run defense, but we've seen Saquon get off against the Ravens, who at this point they're still statistically the best run defense in the league. So I think Saquon will be effective, but this will be a game that I think they need Jalen Hurts to kind of step up and play a lot better than he did against Carolina. And I think with all the the noise and chatter about him and AJ Brown this week, I expect both of them to respond and with much better performances, and they get a close one at home.
Okay. That's tough. This is a tough one, man. Like, it's going to be a really interesting game. I don't really feel like either team with a loss is going to be looked at any differently. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if George Pickens is playing. If George Pickens if I knew right now he was 100%, I would go on a limb and I'd pick the Steelers to win this game. Without him, I'm going to go Philly. Like you said, Saquon is going to break a play. He always does. We know that. They have to take care of the ball, though. I said the Steelers are going to they are big on takeaways. You might have all the momentum and then boom, takeaway. And that can get tough for you. That would be tough for an Eagles team who, like we said, that pass game is also struggling. The Steelers secondary isn't filled with amazing coverage corners. They got Joey Porter's going to, have a long day. He's going to have to show up. He's a good corner, but we know he gets real physical. He's going against a physical receiver. We know what that results in. A lot of PIs, a lot of that, So we'll have to see how that goes. But, I'm going to lean the Eagles. I'm going to rock with them. I think it'll be a close one. It's going to be rocking. But Saquon's going to make a play. I think he's the best playmaker on the field. So it'll be a good one, though. Definitely be a good one. Definitely. We got the Bills and the Lions, man. Lions, like we said it, they are perennial number one. Bills, you still high on them. I mean, I'm not over them, but I need to see some. How you feeling?
Bills need to win badly. They want to hold on to that 2 seed and hopefully maybe stay in the hunt for the 1 seed. If the Chiefs drop a couple games, I think they'll be hungry for a win. I think they'll play a lot better defensively. I think because of how good Josh Allen and their offense is playing right now, I think the defensive injuries will catch up to the Lions in this one, and they won't be able to get a stop. So yeah, I'm a roll the punches, and I'm gonna go Bills in this one. I'm gonna say the Bills bounce back, and Josh Allen gets a signature MVP win.
I think Josh Allen will have a great game. I really do. I think all of the injuries to that Lions defense, a secondary that they get a little handsy. They're physical. I think Josh Allen He has the weapons. The way they use Khalil Shakir has been beautiful. I want to see him run the ball a little more with James Cook this week. They're going to have to do that. They got Amari Cooper over there as well. I can see Josh Allen have a really good game on the ground, but I'm still going to roll with the Lions. I'm going with the mojo. I'm going with Sonic and Knuckles. Jared Goff, silent MVP, dark horse. I'm rolling with the Lions, man. Dan Campbell. He's going to get it done one way or another. He's going to make a play. He's going to call something, flip a coin, and the Lions going to pull this one out. See? You got to pick one of these for your pick 'em this week, man. You should.
Can't. I already used both teams.
It's unfortunate.
Okay.
All right.
Trust me, I already got my pick 'em. Don't worry.
I know you're trying to come back. You're trying to come back. Okay. You got the Packers versus the Seahawks, man. My Packers, man, tough loss. Seahawks still fighting. Be in a playoff picture. How you see this one going?
I like the Seahawks. I think they really starting to figure it out.
The Packers, bro.
I don't.
You hate the Packers, bro.
I literally last week I was showing them love. It
was all reverse psychology. Look what you did, voodoo.
Look, that's a coincidence. But anyway, I think their defense is playing a lot better. They finally, ironed out the kinks and they figured out how they want to play. The run game has kind of gotten a lot better. If they can get Kenneth Walker back, that only helps. Charbonnet had a terrific game in his place last week. Obviously, they've got a really solid trio of receivers with Metcalf and, Locke is still hanging around there, and Smith and Jigma, coming around and, turning into, a real nice young receiver. So I think they can go in there and get this one. They've got a lot of momentum, taking the division lead and, beating Arizona 2 of the last 3 weeks. So I like Seattle on this one.
I'm not going against my Packers, man.
Yeah, I know. You a cheesehead for sure.
I'm going with them. Even with the loss to the Lions, they played pretty well. They got to figure out this past game, because I don't understand how you have, you got Jaden Reed, you got Christian Watson, you got Josh Jacobs in the backfield. What's my guy? The tight end, Kraft. And then you got games like Jaden Reed, 0 catches.
Happens.
It's one of your best playmakers, man.
They've got a lot of guys, but they don't have a guy.
I understand.
So it's gonna be games
I
like
still
that.
like them. I still like them. I think they get them going this week. It's gonna happen. Jaden Reed. I think Wicks got hurt last week, I believe. Was that Wicks that got hurt? I think it was Wicks. I don't know.
Don't remember.
All the receivers are basically the same person, low key. Sometimes you can mistake any of them. But I'm gonna still roll with the Packers, man. They want to win this game. They're trying to stay in the wild card. They want to be. Obviously they're up in the wild card, but they got teams on the trail. They want to keep fighting. So coming off this loss, Thursday night loss too. They got a couple extra days for rest. Seahawks, like you said, they just took the division lead. They're on their high horse. I like the Packers. I've really gone against you every time. And I feel like I know how this next one's going to go.
Think so.
Bucks versus the Chargers, man. My Bucks versus my boy Jim Harbaugh. It's tough.
Hey, man. I'm rocking with the Michigan boy, man. Jim Harbaugh is going to break your heart this weekend.
He already broke my heart once. He can't do it again.
Look, they need this game, coming off a loss to the Chiefs. Yeah. Bucks have been playing well lately, but Chargers at home, right? Yeah, I like the Chargers in this one. No really reason behind it.
I was going to say,
I
didn't seem to have much with that.
Nah, it's just because you're a Michigan guy and Jim Harbaugh.
Hey,
it's only right.
It's a great year for Michigan athletics, man. Beat Ohio State. Basketball team's great. Got Arkansas tonight. John Calipari.
College football playoffs.
I told you we won the Natty, so we this year was just we kind of have to come back. We can't replicate what we just had. We lost 20 starters, dude. Sorry, this ain't about them. I love Jim Harbaugh, man, but I love my Bucks more.
Oh, okay.
Baker Mayfield has been playing very erratic as of late.
Yeah.
He's been giving me Jameis vibes. But I think this is the week, take a little West Coast trip, different time zone, smell a little different air. I think he balls out. I think we see an elite Mike Evans game, like one of them 100-yard games. Bucky Irvin and Rashad White are the second best duo in the league behind Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Check the stats if you want to question that, but I won't be arguing with anybody about it. Bucks win, man. Bucks win.
Right.
Simple as that. I don't know why you thought anything different. Even if you did, get that hate out your heart. We don't respect Justin Herbert around here.
Damn. I got a little respect for him.
Actually, I think Justin Herbert's rookie debut might have been against the Bucks. Or maybe not his debut, but one of his breakout rookie games, I remember we had Tom Brady and he was cooking us. Oh my God. In Tampa too. It was nasty. We won.
History might repeat itself.
We won. As long as we win, I don't care. It's time to pick them. Time to wrap this show up. I let you back in this, man, and I'm upset with myself.
Appreciate you.
Nell's 9-5, everybody, and I'm now 10-4. I picked daggone Bears. I let Joe talk me into it, and yeah,
it's a scary one.
Am I scared?
I'm scared, but
I'm
so gonna
trying
go
to get a win. Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go Arizona.
I didn't even get to look at the slate yet.
Not prepared.
I already know they probably play somebody sorry.
I mean, Arizona's pretty sorry. They're under 500.
They're playing the Patriots now.
Patriots can get a dub. That's a winnable game for them.
You'd hate me if I picked the Cardinals too, huh?
It'd be kind of weird.
Would it? Is that against the rules?
I feel like it is.
Why you feel like it is off me? Because you're brilliant. Oh, we have a double Monday Night Football week?
Yes.
What are we doing? The Falcons and the Raiders is nasty.
Disgusting.
That's pretty weird. All right. Well, I've run out of all the good teams that I can possibly pick, man. Y'all are favored to lose to the Panthers.
Yeah.
This is the first time the Panthers have been favored all season in the game.
Nice. They should win. They deserve it.
Can you give us an update on your thoughts on the Cowboys while I pick my team?
No. What did you should just say? Be a man of your word.
You tried to bring them up earlier.
I didn't. I just thought you were my boys. So what did you expect me to think?
Okay. Well, I've got my team, man.
I know who you picking.
Yep. It would be awesome to think that Desmond Ridder would start a game and then beat his Falcons on Monday night. I don't like Kirk Cousins, but I trust him a little more than that. I'm taking the Falcons to beat the Raiders on Monday night. I think that's going to be a big game. It's going to be a tough one. Close fought.
Locking that in?
Mostly because I don't really have any other options.
I like it. Nice.
Yeah. I can't go Panthers over y'all. That would be just downright crazy.
I wanted to, but last time I picked against the Cowboys didn't end well. So
that's true. Let's go Patriots, man.
Love it.
Hey. Well,
my man picked Kirk Cousins in a primetime game. Let's get it.
That's crazy. That's what you waited on? That's funny. Okay. I'm rocking with him. I ain't worried about it.
Please do.
Hey, man. We gonna see. He's trying to catch me. I won't let him. But that's gonna do it for us today, man. On season 3, episode 70 of 2 for 2 podcast. We appreciate y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed what you heard. I hope y'all continue to share, subscribe to the YouTube, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker. The good news is we everywhere that you could possibly look for us to be. So that means you should be listening to me and that. All right.
weekly.
With that, we appreciate each and every one of y'all as always. 2 for 2, Quis and Nelly. We out.